Hello dear chess friends, I'm making this video today to show you how to create templates for this program. There are three different ways you can create templates, and let me start with the easy one first, and then we go to the little bit tedious, but it gives you the perfect templates every time, the last method. So let's start with the easy approach first. So go back to the window here. The first step is capture the window and orient the board. Now we can choose auto crop, so that way I can remove the excess. So I do auto crop, and since it's white to move, I'm going to leave everything as it is and finalize the position. Now since I already have templates here, I can just hit F3, it'll auto match and find what the pieces are. But for this demonstration I'm going to delete all my templates. So as you can see now, there are zero templates, so nothing has been chosen. So I need to create, if I do F3 now, I'm going to get everything blank. So I'm going to discard this, and I need to start creating these templates. The first step is I choose white pieces and I choose king, and I select king and pawn, sitting on dark square and sitting on light square, and then I have a bishop, only one bishop here, and I have to choose empty squares. So I can choose this and this, for example. And I can do the same thing for black pieces. Start with the king, and then pawns and a knight. So now the program has automatically created all these templates. So when the PDF file, the quality of the PDF file is bad, what happens is these templates sometimes are not the best quality. Like in this case, for example, you can see that the knight, you can see some hatch, I think the dark square hatch showing up on the light square knight. So that could be a problem sometimes. Okay, in this case I think this is not a problem, because the quality is still not bad. For matching purposes, it's going to remove the boundary a little bit, trim off the edges a little bit, so this is not going to cause any major issues for identification purposes. But so let me, if I hit F3, I think the program will identify all the pieces correctly, as you can see here. So this is one way of creation of template creation. Now let me show you the second way. So I'll remove all the templates that we created just now and empty it out, and I'm going to discard the position of the match and reset the position. So go back to camera again. For all three methods, this starts with the same beginning steps. We capture the board, and I orient the board again, and instead of doing auto crop, this time what we do is we do manual cropping. So the difference between auto crop and manual cropping is the auto crop, the program tries to identify the edges of the board and remove the excess automatically, and sometimes when it does that, it may still leave this the boundary line with the cropped image. So that could cause a little bit of problem. For example, if I do this and I can do finalize and I can draw the grid here, you can see the grid is not perfect. I can see a little bit misalignment, I guess, here on the chessboard. So that could be a little bit of problem sometimes. So let me reset the position again, go back to the camera and capture, orient. Now with the manual cropping, we can correct that problem that I just described. So I do hit crop, and when I hover, you can see in the magnifier window the magnified version of the chessboard. So now I have to go select this point somewhere in this corner, the white region, and also this corner, and I only want to get the interior of the chessboard, not even the line. So for that, what I do is I use the help of the magnifier window, this window, and I want to pick those 2 points. So here I use the help of the keyboard. I use Control, Shift, and arrow keys to move my mouse and line it up like this. And I have the corner, I hit enter. Now that point has been selected. So as you can see, when I do this, that point has been anchored to the top left corner. Now I do the same thing to the bottom right corner. I use Control, Shift, arrow to align it. Once I have that, I hit enter. Now the board has been cropped. So there is no sign of any the boundary on the chessboard. So if I look at the lines, you can see now it looks perfect. So this will actually enable you to produce, very good templates. So now I to finalize the board. Now here again, this like in the previous method, we start off the same way. I mean, the template creation involves a little bit of help from us. So I choose white pieces here and white king. I could do this. I choose the king and I have to choose the pawns. Sorry, not that's wrong. So I have to go here. This is empty square, and this is actually not the pawn. This is the pawn, and if you make a mistake like this, I'll show you another way to do it. Suppose you made a mistake. Suppose I identified this as my pawn. For example, I identified this as my pawn. Okay, so if that is the case, what you do is you basically delete that template, and you can start over. So you can start over, or you can delete all of them, for example, here. And I'm going to discard this and start over. Select the king, white pawns, and empty squares, and I have a bishop. So go to choose black pieces, king, pawn, and knight. So this is the second method of template creation. So after I have done all this, I think the program has enough templates to identify the rest of the pieces. So if you hit F3, it should identify all the rest of the pieces. Okay, so this is the second method. Again, even the second method, you see that it's little better than the first method, but you can still see, it's not perfect yet. It's probably 99% perfect. So let me show you the last method that gives you 100% accuracy of when you're creating these templates. So let me delete all the templates, discard the match, and reset the position. I go back to camera again, editing window, capture the board position, orient it. Now here I can actually choose auto crop. I don't need to do manual crop, so I do auto crop because it's easy. So I just do auto crop and I finalize the position. After this, I'm going to use the clip template. So when I do this and I come over, move the mouse on the chessboard, you can see there's a clipping rectangle or a square. But I really can. So the idea is to line it up on the chess piece and center it nicely, and only capture the dark square or the light square, so don't have any excess there. So that's how we create the perfect template. But again, this I can't see much, because the picture is too small. So I go back to this window to take the help of my magnifier. When I hover the board or the mouse over the board, I can see the same version of the image, a little bit magnified. So let me start with my king, but before I do that, I have to go choose my white king. I have to make the selection here, and line it up on the king, and I can actually align it properly by using the keyboard again, like in the previous example. I can use the Control Shift arrow key to line up my mouse position. So I don't want to go too far into that light square. So this probably looks good. I'm going to hit enter. When I hit enter, it crops that image, and then now that would be my template for the white king. So here I can go back and check that is my template for the white king. If you're not happy with the template, you can start over, you can delete it, and you can repeat the process. Now I'm going to select black pawn, go back to camera, white pawn, dark square or light square. So line up the pawn, that looks good. I'm going to hit enter, and I have to do the same thing with the light square pawn. Hit enter. Go back here, I can check my pieces. So now you can see a perfect template. You don't see any shade of those the dark square. as completely light squared, and same thing with the dark square template. Now I have that, I have to choose bishop, so I can go back here and can do the same thing. Okay, that looks okay. So I'm going to hit enter. I have the bishop done. Now I have to choose my light square and dark square, empty light square and dark square. So I go back to the camera window, I line up this way. Okay, this looks good, so I hit enter. Now I do the same thing for the dark square. That looks good. Hit enter. Go back here and then now choose dark square pieces. You can actually mix and match the methods. So for instance, if you don't want to do this approach for all the pieces and you're happy with the way the program has been generating these pieces, you can actually do mix and match. So in other words, I can choose king, and I don't have to do the clipping method. I just go clip on the king, so that creates a template. But you're not happy, if you're not happy with this template, you can just delete it, go back to your clipping method and discard match. Now I want to create the king, black king. So black king is chosen, so go take the help of the magnifier and line up on the king, center it. Yeah, that looks good. I hit enter. So you can go back to the match tab and see, now that's a perfect template. So you can use this method, a combination of these three different methods, to produce the best templates you can. Producing the best templates will improve your accuracy. The chances of making or misidentifying pieces will probably drop to 0 if you have perfect templates. It'll save a lot of time down the road actually if you do that. Take a little bit of time to create good templates, will produce good results. Let me finish the last piece, or the knight. Got that. Now go back here, I check it, it looks good. Now I haven't done the pawns, so I need to do those pawns as well. So I go back here. Okay. These templates don't have to be centered. We just don't want to capture the light square in the on the dark square piece. So that's the only goal. I mean, if you don't line up, if you choose something like this, that is probably okay. If it's not, pawn is not centered, that is not a problem. But try to center it as much as you can. You don't have to be perfect here. Okay, got that. Hit enter. So looks like now I have all the templates. So I have the pawn, I have the knight, I have the king and empty squares, white pieces, bishop and pawn. So it looks like I have all the templates, enough for the program to do a match. I uncheck that and hit run match. Now you can see that the match has been successful. So in this video I have shown you how to create templates for the program to use, and I will have more videos I guess in the coming days to show different features of the program. And thank you for watching.